when you're putting up your music on social media and for everyone to look at it. So
Well, I think
there's a
things have
certain marketing also
changed.
that needs to be done, right?
I think things have changed quite a
Sorry.
bit. I think things have changed quite a bit in view of the recent circumstances that we are going through. The whole dynamics of the arts and entertainment industry has changed. Of course, the ideal scenario is if you can have a professional manage your work, because it's a different department from, you need to have a manager, you need to have a publicist, and then you need to do your art. You need to be focused on creating good quality, art.
Content.
And even from a digital point of view, from a social media point of view, you need to be focused on creating the content. You need to be focused on creating content that is fresh, content that will work, that is crisp, etc., etc. Your publicist should ideally be working on getting your work out. He or she should be talking to you, but part of that job is to actually coordinate with you and figure out what kind of content will work. So they work in tandem. The manager, the publicist, and the artist have to work in tandem. But unfortunately, or I don't know, it's just the way things are. I think when you're younger and you start out in your career, all of us have to go through this time when we are promoting ourselves. We are the artist, the manager, and the publicist. And it also depends on the genre that you are in, or the field that you are in. For classical music specifically, it is often the case that organizations want to reach you directly. There's a lot of that involved. So it's you basically. I think the focus should be on content. Content is king. If you can produce good quality content, whatever you're putting up on social media should be A1, and not only in terms of your singing or your performance, but also in terms of the quality of audio, the quality of video. What you put out there, please remember one thing. They are not only judging you, they are judging the entire genre as a result of that.
Right.
So if you're putting up stuff which is shoddy or which is like not well produced, then you might be responsible for bringing the genre down. So it's important that you put out good quality stuff, and leave the rest. Just be good in your communications, just be prompt in answering people. People will reach out to you, and then you'll be able to wear all those hats, juggle, and don't worry too much about what's coming in. Worry about what you're putting out. If you put out the right stuff will come in. That's what I believe. And I know it's easier said than done.
Thank you.
There will be so many times when you're gonna think. In fact, the other day I was watching an interview of Hariharan ji, and he said, "मैं कभी-कभी phone को गाली देता था." Like he phone call, whatever. And we've all been through all that, but I think you've got to put out the right quality stuff. That's all that matters, I think.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Very well said, and very beautiful words indeed. Now we move into the masterclass, but then before that, there are certain moments in life where you really are surprised you're put there. It's called serendipity. Articulate, respectful, and humble. With a career spanning 26 years, I saw the duo he designed, the doppelganger of the sitar, in an interview years ago. With the neck of the sitar, body of the electric guitar fused, the electric sitar, a visual treat. I remember seeing it in a news channel, a see-through sitar that lighted up when he was playing it. And if I remember right, it was the dark side of the moon. Loved the way you played it, Purbayan ji.
Thank you so very much.
I never thought I'm going to meet you in person to say this. And what personally for me even upped it was the description of the sitar, where you had said what the sitar means to you. And you said the sitar for me is like a confident, successful woman who can express herself just the way she wants, as softly, as confidently, or as authoritatively. Winner of the President Award as the Best Instrumentalist, and also, apart from many others, the recipient of the prestigious Aditya Vikram Birla Award. A warm welcome now to the masterclass. So Purbayan ji and Shankar ji, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome, and you almost embarrassed me there, because I was remembering my times when you spoke about the do. I mean, I've been through several phases in my life, and this is the time when I used to have the long hair. I mean, I did it all in those times, but I'm sitting in front of the master. So I mean, I'm just a student right now.
Purbayan, welcome to the Shankar Mahadevan Academy. I can't tell you, as again I'm repeating myself, that really it's a happy day for us that you are over here. And now let's see, what do you feel so far? What did you feel? What
Well, I've been watching this entire program, and if something sums up my feelings, initially when I logged in at 8:30, I was like, okay, I'll keep it on mute, and there'll be some, but I couldn't leave for a minute. I watched every bit of it. I watched all the performances, and hats off to the entire team. I don't know how you guys pulled it off, but performances from all over the world. It's a matter of pride, I think, for the subject itself, for the arts and entertainment, that an institution or an academy can run like this globally and have so many serious students who have, as Shankarji, as you yourself said, this is pure love. This is really, like, I was overwhelmed when I saw the tribute that they put together for you, and let me tell all the students that I would have loved to be part of that tribute. I missed out, unfortunately. I missed the bus.
You're too sweet, yeah. Okay, so for all our listeners, Purbayan Chatterjee is, I think, the most sought after, the most prolific, the most versatile, talented, deep musician that we have with us today. And, I have known him for many, many years now. Purbayan, has it been about at least 12 years or
A
must be more,
decade
huh?
for sure. I remember, sir, we met at the Esplanade Theatre in Singapore for the first time. SEL was doing a concert, and I had done a small show before that. So that was in the year, I believe, 1999. So
Oh,
more than that.
man.
So like, yeah. No, not 19.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm mistaken. It was 2003 or 4, sometime around that.
yeah. I remember. And you had come with Anindoda's son.
Yes,
What's
sir.
his
Yeah.
name?
Anubrata.
Anubrata. Anubrata
Anubrata.
plays with you very regularly. So both of you all
Yes.
had come after the concert to see us, and I was so happy to meet you.
Yes.
And you're basically from Kolkata, na? I mean,
I'm basically from Kolkata, born and raised in Kolkata, and I've been living in Bombay for the last 8 years almost.
so what made you move from Kolkata to Mumbai? Because Kolkata itself is, it's so full of artists, music, culture, so much depth there. So, what is the decision that made you move?
Well, Kolkata is, it's my birthplace. It's a wonderful place for music and culture, as we know, because some of the most talented people, I think, pretty much Bengal, Maharashtra, South India, the entire South Belt. I mean, there's talent in the corners of India.
Of
There are
course,
musicians we discover every day. But Kolkata, for me, was a great place to learn the music. I had the privilege of being able to learn at home from my father, so I didn't have to go here and there. And then he took me to several gurus. He took me first of all to Ajay Chakravarti ji, and I learned some thumri. I learned some khayal, a little bit of singing. But he made it very clear. He said in the first day that you got to play the sitar. Don't start singing. This is what Ajay ji told me. And
really.
well, I was very fond of singing, so I would sing all his songs. And
I've heard you sing, Purbayan. You're a fabulous singer too. You're a fabulous singer. I've heard you
coming
sing.
from you, sir.
I think we have sung something together, isn't it?
Yes, sir. So that's an interesting story. So after we met in Esplanade in Singapore, I'd given you a CD of mine, and I never expected to hear back. And I thought, I mean, I was a fanboy. So after that, I had composed something, and I just on a whim I emailed it to user, and I heard back, and then it's part of the String Struck album. It's a song called "Yu Dil Se Dil Mile," and that's something I cherish. I'll cherish forever in my life.
ऐसा कुछ है ना? यूं दिल से दिल मिले। ऐसा कुछ है ना? कैसे गा के सुनाइए वो?
हादसा हो गया प्यार का सिलसिला हो गया, ऐसा कुछ है.
बहुत अच्छा था. Coming back to your Kolkata thing.
जी सर.
So what made you leave Kolkata and come to Mumbai? में क्या रखा है कि you left Kolkata and came?
तो बचपन से आई हैव बीन वर्किंग विद अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल हियर, यू नो. आई यूज्ड टू कम हियर फॉर कॉन्सर्ट्स and play with a lot of musicians from here. At a certain point, Tawfiq Bhai was, you know, he gave me a lot of encouragement. Of course, even before that, when I was a little kid, in 1998, I mean, not a little kid, but I was a teenager, I got the opportunity of spending a lot of time with Ustad Zakir Hussain Saab, you know, because I used to learn from Ali Akbar Khan Saab in the college in California. And Zakir Bhai's home was just, you know, like a 15-minute drive. And in those days, I mean, I was of course much younger, but I was crazy enough to walk from Khan Saab's college and walk to Zakir Bhai's home. Anyway, those are like, it's a long story. I was
See,
very privileged.
Zakir Bhai has this magnetic personality. You know, everybody wants to be with him, everybody
Yes.
wants to play with him, and everybody, you know, wants to know him. You know,
Yes.
even my journey started like that only. I wanted to know Zakir Hussain.
Yeah.
First,
Yes.
first उनके साथ पहचान हो तो, and now see, we have ended up playing for almost 20 years together. So it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
He's like a guru and a mentor for, I mean, like, you know, you have an umbrella over your head, and he's like
Yeah.
that umbrella. He's like a guru
Absolutely,
and a
sir.
mentor for everybody. So anyway, so I'll come to your question. I would like to talk at some point about Ali Akbar Khan Sahab also, because, you know, when I lived in the college, I had the privilege of learning in the pure Guru Shishya Parampara. But to come back, so I was working with people like Tawfiq Bhai, with Luigi, again, who's like a mentor. So I, at a certain point in my life, I think around 2013, I thought that if I move to Bombay, then I'll get a better chance of learning, and yourself included, sir. I mean, because I hadn't yet had the privilege to perform with you, but because I'd done the album, and I always looked up to, and even now, I must say, I try to model a lot of my phrasing on the sitar. I hear your vocals, I hear your sargam, how you approach phrasing. I think phrasing is the key. And so at that point in 2013, I thought if I could move to Bombay, I could be closer to all of you and get a chance to learn from all of you. That was purely what prompted the decision.
I remember you telling me, you know, Shankar ji, I've now taken a flat in Mumbai and I moved over here, and, you know, I'm setting it up, and yeah, I mean, so what an amazing decision it's been, because, you know, you're one artist who I've seen that who has come up totally on your own strength, on your own hard work, on your own following your vision, and just being persistent, being patient, and working really hard. And see, now look, it's Purbayan Chatterjee, Purbayan Chatterjee, Purbayan Chatterjee everywhere. It's so amazing to see. No, I mean, it's an inspiration for youngsters when they feel, you know, that अरे मुझे क्या करना चाहिए? What should I do? कैसे मैं आगे जाऊं? How do I progress forward? Yours was it a musical family? Your father was is a sitar player, isn't it?
Yes, sir. So my father, Pandit Parthapratim Chatterjee, he is a guru at the Sangeet Research Academy also. Right
Great.
now.
Okay.
And he always had a dual profession in his life. Of course, he had a bank job. When I've grown up, you know, seeing him struggle, you know, like mental struggle, you know, like what shall I do? I have to support my family. So I grew up seeing that. So for me, I was very convinced when I was completing my college. I went to Presidency College and I did my graduation in English literature. But I fought with my mom and I told her that I do not want to have options in my life. I do not want to have an escape route where I'll be like, okay, if this doesn't work out, then I'll get a job. I really want to cut off my... So that is a decision I made very consciously. And of course, people like Zakir Bhai and people like Ajay ji, or they had a big role to play because they gave the... It's just about validation, you know, sir. And then later on, even before I made the move to Bombay, I got so much encouragement from Shankar ji. even last year when we were doing, not last year but the year before, Raga Shairi, I remember ek subah I just got a call from you, sir, and can you call me back? And these are things, I mean, for younger people who are listening, I mean, this is the call you wait for, and this is the call. So for me, at a certain time in my life, I think I started telling myself, it was a process, almost a process of self hypnosis. You start telling yourself, okay, I'm getting ready for the big moment. Am I ready if the moment comes to me? So anytime there was a little like failure or a little down moment in my life, I would ask myself, am I ready for that moment? Tomorrow if I get a call from Shankar Mahadevan, am I ready to play with him? Or if I get a call from Zakir Bhai, am I ready to play? So I think that motivates you, that keeps you going, that makes you want to be better, so that you're ready for that moment. You almost sit there and imagine that you are on stage with them, how you will react, and that's how you live it. And it that moment may either come or not come, but at least the journey is so wonderful that you will get there, and you just keep making yourself better at what you do.
I really hope all the students are listening. See, this is what is ये बहुत बड़ी बात कही है, and I don't think that anybody has said this, Purbayan, that getting always being prepared for that moment which may or may not come, because that moment just it's a magical moment that comes when somebody calls you to play, when somebody wants you to collaborate, when somebody wants you for a recording, and I've noticed one thing: you're so positive every time I have mentioned anything to you, your answer has always been yes. There's never been the I'm busy here and this. Of course, if you're busy, that's a different thing. But it has never been towards the negative. So it's always been a positive approach towards playing. And so you are basically the style of playing. Is it Nikhil Banerjee?
Yes, sir. I mean, he is my idol. I worship, I've grown up worshiping how he approaches music and how he carved out a niche for himself.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
despite existing at a time when people like Ravi Ji, and they are such pillars of our music, Pandit Ravi Shankar Ji, Vilayat
Vilayat
Khan
Khan
Sahab,
Sahab.
Ustad Rais Khan Sahab, Halim Zafar Khan Sahab, Imrat Khan Sahab. I mean, so many styles and so much. And at a certain point in my life, I realized that, you have to follow the light, but at the same time, you cannot turn into a parrot. If you start parroting somebody, you will just be like a second version of that person. So you need to learn to tell your own story. And I think when I went to Ali Akbar Khan Sahab, and Ali Akbar Khan Sahab, I must speak about those times, because he told my dad that if I teach him, I want to teach him in proper Guru Shishya Parampara. So I got sent when I was in 1998. I had just finished college, and just got sent to the Ali Akbar College in California. And he said that this boy, he cannot even spend money on his groceries. So I really get goosebumps. He used to send me $300 every 15 days to buy food, buy groceries. He used to send me the money instead of.
Wow,
So
wow.
that I used to live at the college, Ali Akbar College, and every twice a week or something, whenever he was in the mood, he would call, and one of his students would take me to his house to go and learn from him. Anyway, those times, it was like so. Then I started looking at how Ali Akbar Khan Sahab phrases, and slowly, at a certain point in my life, I also started listening to a lot of U. Srinivasji's music. When I started, getting exposed to Carnatic music, and I studied his phrasing, then I heard you, sir, and I, really like the rhythmic element combined with the melodic aspects of it, and phrasing in a way which is intelligent but which is sparse. And I really, this is my perception, I may be wrong also, but I think the students would like to share it, with me. The-
Yeah, yeah, not many musicians talk about phrasing, Purbayan, and I'm so glad you're talking about phrasing, because at the end of the day, a caliber of musician is determined by the way he phrases. Because at the end of the day, you have only seven notes to choose from. But the way you phrase, the way you utilize that silence in between those notes, the way you utilize those combination of whether it's three or four or five or six notes. You know what? Why don't you play something for us? Play something which
With
is
pleasure,
influenced
sir.
by your guru, Nikhil Banerjee, Amjad Ali Khan Sahab,
Ali
Ali
Akbar
Akbar
Khan sir.
Khan Sahab, and whoever are your mentors, play a little bit for us,
Ji sir.
and then we'll do a little bit of chat, and then we'll see you again in the night. So let's go.
Absolutely, sir. So I was thinking, sitting here and listening to the beautiful performances. Can I share a little God Sarang, which is one of my favorite morning ragas? I love this raga.
Treat to everybody. It's a treat.
My sitar is audible, right, sir? Is it okay? Okay.
Superb.
Paluskarji's bandish, piyo pallana lagi more akhiya. हा क्या बात है, क्या बात है, क्या बात है, कितना मजा आया यार.
बहुत
Thank you
मजा है.
so much, sir.
I mean, it's
Tha-
always such a pleasure listening to you, Purbayan.
Thank you, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to perform for you and perform for the students who have joined in throughout the world.
Yeah, there are thousands of students watching you right now. Just tell them the Aro Aro of God Sarang. Just tell.
So, Gaur Sarang is a very interesting raga because it's called Din Ka Bihag. So, Sagar Maga Pa So it's a Vakra rag,
Yeah,
but
beautiful.
in Sapat Tan you can go Nizaga Ma Nizaga Reza Nida Ma Mada Ma Gade Ma Gaba Reza Nida. You can do that. It's allowed.
Yeah, but yeah, but. So tell me more about the whole fact that you have come into Mumbai, and how is it that you managed to you know uh, keep in touch with classical music and promote it as an individual, I'm saying, because you hear this thing everywhere that classical music is dying, classical music ye ho raha hai, classical music wo ho raha hai. How do you personally keep it alive? How, like, for example, what do you think of, I mean, you've seen both forms of teaching, where it's a guru shishya parampara, and now you're sitting in a platform where people from 78 countries are watching you right now as we speak. So what do you think is good, bad? How do you weigh this? Is this important? Is this good? What are your feelings?
Sir, I think the mentor mentee relationship is universal. I have seen it in the West also. I have seen people who do their PhD and they have a mentor. I have seen people in Western conservatories of, the relationship you build with your mentor or your teacher. It goes beyond any other relationship you can describe because it has got elements of being a parent. It has got elements of being a friend. It has got elements of being a sibling. Everything it pretty much covers the whole gamut of human relationships, and then only is information transmitted. It doesn't matter whether it's happening on Skype or happening on online. The relationship continues, and the relationship is such that the teacher cares for the students and wants the student to do well, and the student really puts their faith in the teacher as well as tries to understand the depth of this relationship. I think then it works. And for me personally, this whole classical music always has been and will continue to be a niche subject. It's a complex, intellectually complex pursuit, and we need to. I feel that we need to not think classical, fusion, jazz. Slowly, I think as we progress in our careers, and even the most hardcore of people, at a certain point, just make music. And I know it's a cliche. I mean, people say this, but it is true. It is no matter. I think slowly, when you sit in an ensemble and make music, music is made in the moment. First of all, you have to live the moment, and you have to let the baggage of the moment go. You might be correct or you might be wrong. Even if you make a little mistake, it's like a little divert. It's you have to let it go. You have to move on to the next moment, and then you stop thinking about all these walls between classical or whatever. And it's just if you think that people consume less classical music, it is also because there is less classical music available there. So one of my missions has been to put out good quality classical content through my YouTube channel or through my various social or whatever. Like right now it's digital, but I've also tried to put out albums, physical albums in the past. I think if there is enough good quality classical repertoire, and I'm talking about different ragas, you should have bigger repertoire, different talas, as well as, I've had the privilege of working with several Carnatic artists. Just yesterday we were rehearsing, and today we are doing a session with Selva Ganeshji, who's also an amazing musician.
Of course.
So yeah, and I mean, I have seen the two of you perform. So every moment is a learning experience. If you as I was telling, I think I was telling Snigdha or one of the students, that if you treat every moment as joy, I think you've won. Like, whether you actually win, because our benchmarks are very stereotypical. We associate winning with fame and money and all that, but you've won if you're happy. I think if you're joyful in the process of making the music, you're happy.
What an amazing thought, Purbayan. And that's what the reason why I'm asking you is you are one of today's example trendsetters in classical music. At the same time, you're very cool. You're very today. You're very, and that is the whole principle of our academy also. If you would have seen the audio visual that our teachers put together,
Starting
it
with
was
We Are
not
the
on.
World.
Yeah, starting with We Are the World, and then there were film songs. There is, there were Khayal, Bada Khayal, Chota Khayal, this, that, everything is there. At the same time, there was also Kajrare and there was also Dil Da Mamla. So
Absolutely.
the point that we're trying to make here is not about saying that ye ganda hai or ye acha hai, yehi karna chahiye, ye nahi karna chahiye. I feel that we should learn from every form of music, isn't it? What do you think?
Absolutely, sir. And I must mention Siddharth and Shivam. They've done such a beautiful job in We Are the World. The entire family, even Sangeeta ji. I mean, this is so beautiful.
That's
And
just love, yeah.
and one must learn. When sir, your sargams came at the end, mere to rongte khade ho gaye, because We Are the World, we've heard this song twice, two versions of it made, and Michael Jackson, is one of the idols of every. And that's what we must teach ourselves, is that music has such again a cliche, but it is such a common idiom. We often collaborate with musicians whose language we don't speak. We don't know. They might be French or German or Japanese or whatever. Moment you pick up your instrument, or the moment you start singing, you just they respond to each other. It's a different level of communication, and I was really deeply impacted by your Bandish band. Yesterday I saw there was a little phrase somewhere saying that, oh, I don't care because I am not so touchy as you. So I think we need to be less touchy as individuals, whichever
Exactly.
genre we belong to. We just need to really go with the flow and live in the moment. I think a lot of things will become simpler as a result of that.
Fantastic, Purbayan. I know we can just go on and on chatting like that. I'm looking forward to meeting you again tonight
Yes, sir. Me too.
for the second session. We are running short of time. I really wish we had a longer time to chat with you. We will talk about your new instrument that you have created, the funky one, which I'm sure, and talk a little more about the sitar in general, because ek
Yes.
aam aadmi, even classical musicians, singers, they probably might not know in depth about what a sitar is and how are the frets, how is it made up. Then we will talk about your journey. We will talk about your collaborations, the amazing achievements that you have done. Lots more to talk, and of course, we'd like to hear you play also in the second session. So thank you once again,
Thank you,
and
sir.
have a wonderful day. And looking forward to seeing you again in the evening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody, for having me, and I look forward to the evening session as well.
Thank you.
So do all of us, to the two of you, Shankarji and Purbayanji, for making it so special. Follow the light, but don't be a parrot. Learn to tell your own story. The caliber of a musician is in the phrasing. Music is made in the moment. What amazing thing.
Purbayan, what do you got to say?
Absolutely beautiful. No words, actually. So finished. Everything is like so perfect, and pitching. Everything is beautiful.
Yeah, and keep it up. And it's so nice to see youngsters like this having so much depth and so much dedication. Really,
Thank
such
you,
a
Shankar.
gratifying experience. Again, I'll keep saying that you have sung beautifully and
Thank
बहुत
you
अच्छा
so much.
माहौल बना दिया है. God bless you, beta.
Thank you, Shankarji.
Thank you. Thank you. And ladies, everyone who's tuned in, whenever you meet Purbayanji and he says, "You are a sitar to me," please understand that's a big compliment he's giving you, because according to him, the sitar is like a confident, successful woman who can express herself just the way she wants. softly, as confidently, or as authoritatively. One of the nicest definitions of the sitar. And what he's going to show us today, the duo, which he has designed, the doppelganger of the sitar, having the neck of the sitar, the body of the electric guitar fused to form the electric sitar, a visual treat, see-through sitar that lights up when he plays, and he's promised to play that. So Shankarji, the masterclass, all yours now. And Purbayanji waiting.
Just for
So
the record, I
Purbayan,
never said that to any woman.
to Gayatri, definitely you did.
Yeah, I mean, she's read the interview, so she knows it's.
Anyway, God bless you, Purbayan. Really, I mean, your Jodi with Gayatri is so amazing. So, okay, now that the program has overshot and we are running short of time, people must be getting a little impatient. They are impatient to hear you. So, let us come to the point straight. We want to see your new creation, Purbayan.
Absolutely, sir.
So
I have it
just
right
tell
here.
us how it happened, how did you make it, and what are the technicalities. The young students want to see what it is.
Okay, so first of all, let me give the visual first. So this is the sitar. It's a see-through sitar, and it's made of plexiglass. And I'll pick it up and show it properly in a minute, and how demonstrate how it sounds. But I first made another electric instrument which I called the duo, which was as Rashmi ji described just now, was a doppelganger of the sitar. I mean, I felt it had the neck of a sitar, but for all other intents and purposes, it was like an electric guitar. The electronics of it were that of an electric guitar. Now, the thing to be noted here is for all electric instruments, electric instruments have existed for many decades actually. And people have used electromagnetic pickups, which are not like microphones. They are not microphones. What they do is you place them under the strings and they create a magnetic field around the strings. And the movement of the strings and the vibrations, basically as we have studied in physics, the
Resonance.
the amplitude and frequency of the vibrations of the strings disturbs the magnetic field, and that is sort of converted into sounds through a processor. They have no sound of their own. There's an electronic processor which processes it into different kinds of sound. That's a very simplistic way of explaining it. This instrument is made of plexiglass. It just looks fancy. It's the same electric instrument, and it lights up, etc., etc. I hardly ever use the lights though. Sometimes.
Hey, the kids would love to see it, yeah, because they'll get excited looking at the sitar light up and all that.
Yeah, but I didn't set up the light mechanism. It's a bit of a thing. But I'll show. The sound part of it I can, and also for the lights, you require the room to be fully dark because it's the edge which lights up.
Oh wow.
I'll demonstrate the sound. In fact, I'll get straight into it and demonstrate the sound for about a few seconds, if I may.
Yeah, great. Oh, that looks fancy, man.
So first up, as I said, it has no sound of its own. It can take on different sounds. So I'll play two, three different sounds. I hope everybody can hear me.
We used this in the IFI performance in Goa, na? When you performed with
Yes, sir. We did.
with Louis Banks G and all those people, yeah.
We did. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a clean tone to start with. I hope it's going through all right.
Yeah. Very
Now,
well.
I'll try one with a little bit of overdrive or distortion, which I would use if I were playing a rock number.
Funky. Whoa! go. Oh my God. See, you know what? Just by doing this, you are reaching out to a few more million people. And they will in turn get interested in the sitar and they will in turn come and learn Indian classical music. So it's amazing. Amazing.
Thank you so much, sir. All because of you. I mean, I was telling Gayatri today, actually, we were just sitting and I was telling her that even in songs like Sajda, there are tans, there are alankars that you use, and you know the most hardcore Indian classical listener will go there and say, "Wow! I mean, you treat it like a bandish." So, you know, we learn from the best.
Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. And now, before we, wait any further, we'd like to hear something to end the session. कुछ करें जैम करें साथ
जी
में
जरूर.
see
And
because ये इसमें साथ में तो नहीं होता है so you play a little I play a little and let's
जी
see
जी
so
जी
since it's the end of today भैरवी करें
जी 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 बिल्कुल. एंड बिफोर वी गेट इनटू इट, आई वुड आल्सो लाइक टू एक्नॉलेज, सो ये आज की रात का जो ट्रैक जिन्होंने मुझे बना के दिया इज़ अ वेरी इनक्रेडिबली टैलेंटेड आईपैड प्लेयर कॉल्ड महेश राघवन.
of course who doesn't know Mahesh
तो
oh
मैंने
I would
महेश
love
को
to
बोला
meet him and yeah
एंड आई टुक हिज परमिशन, आई सेड कैन आई यूज दिस, तो वो थोड़ा सा लूप बना के दिया मुझे.
how sweet but amazing
So
amazing
Bhairavi
आज की
sir.
रात great so a short one let's do it क्या सुर D normally sitar D हाँ so I hope all of you all enjoyed this session today and now we'll be hearing the maestro play a little bit of Bhairavi. I may just poke my nose in between so let's have some fun. கருணை தெய்வமே கற்பகமே காண வேண்டும் முந்தன் பொற்பதமே ஓ கருணை தெய்வமே கற்பகமே little more volume I need of yours. Make your mic close by, no? உள்ளத்தில் நீ அமர்ந்தாய், உன்னை என்று வேறே யாரோ என் தாய், உன்னை என்று வேறே யாரோ என் தாய், கருணை தெய்வமே கற்பகமே கற்பகமே. बगिया बगिया बालक भागे, तितली फिर भी हाथ न लागे, उस पगले को कौन बताए, ढूंढ रहा है जो तू जग में, कोई जो पाए तो मन में ही पाए. Take it away, Purbayan, go for it. Jod Jala. सपनों से भरे नैना तो नींद है न चैना, सपनों से भरे नैना 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 रे नैना विठला विठला आय बाबा विठला विठला माय बाबा Oh my God, what a pleasure it is having you, Purbayan, here with us. Thank you so much for everything.
What a privilege for me, sir, and really, made my day, and it's been a highlight of this entire period. We have been going through some tough times, and we really require sessions like these. We really require boosters like this. I mean, I think I speak on behalf of the entire academy, all the students. As I said in the morning, I'm very much a part of this academy because I consider myself as you know, I consider you as my mentor and my guru, and it is a rare privilege for me to be here with you.
Thank you, Purbayan. You've been so sweet, so kind, so patient, and you've really, really made the Sangam very, very special. Lots and lots and lots of love to you, to Gayatri, and to your music. And looking forward to many, many, many more occasions where we collaborate, we have fun, and I mean, you played incredibly today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Looking forward to it all. And
Yes, my dear Karthik and Rashmi.
When Purbayan ji was playing, I only remembered